What is going on, everybody? It's Jew coming to you with another review. This is a comic book review, but before I get started, let you know I do comic book reviews, trailer reactions, film reactions, reviews, commentating, podcasts, collaborations, all that good stuff. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, follow, like, and also join my Discord. If you have any recommendations or you want to have conversation, build a small community, I'll be doing that. So I want to get started on what I'll be reviewing today. This is a comic book, but this is a different book. And I actually had this book for over a week now, but I'm an idiot because I put it at the bottom of the stack before I read all the other books. But I ordered books and books were coming in on top of each other. So, and this week's books still ain't showed up. They're coming later and later each week because I haven't been physically taking myself to the bookstore. But anyways, since I finally got to read this, I should have read it a long time ago, but it came out in January, so we're fine. We're not too late. We're not behind. Maybe someone else has already presented this book, but this is Swamp Thing, Green Hell, and this is DC Black Label. This is not even the regular DC, but this is DC Black Label. It's a full-size book, as you can see. It's bigger than the average comic book. If you compare it to a comic book, the size, it is an actual book. Now, just to give you a glimpse of some of the art inside of it, the art is absolutely fantastic. So, let's get into this. So, this book is written by Jeff Lemire and Doug Mahnke for, I guess, the art. I didn't even do my notes or go over it. Yeah, the artist is Doug Mahnke, and colorist David Barron, and Steve Wands as the letterer, but Jeff is the writer. So Jeff Lemire is the writer of this book. I've never heard of any of these guys. Obviously, I don't keep up with. There's a few artists and writers I know, but for the most part, I don't have a good tabs on a lot of them. Let's get into this. This book is a very, very good book. I would recommend you to go ahead and read this book, because if I'm about to start telling you a little bit about it, but I'm going to try not to spoil it, the whole thing, because if you have not gotten the Swamp Thing from the Black Label, Green Hell, you're missing out. Let's just give you a glimpse of what's going on. It starts off about this guy and his daughter, and they're living in this world. There's this life where I guess the water has risen, so it's kind of a post-apocalyptic world, but it's like a water world is risen, and they're living on the shores and lands that exist, and, you know, they're dealing with different types of people, and there is some division within the people. Anyways, the people of the land are dealing with these pirates that they have beef with. The pirates want to run an order operation, and they want to lead stuff. In other words, they're considered the bad guys. And they're making deals with the people, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, and it's causing issues. Anyways, the people got fed up, and they want to go after these people, but some are like, whoa, hold on, let's not get ourselves in trouble here. Anyways, the land is talking to each other. I'm going to be honest. I don't know Black Label that much. I don't know. I would have to read another original Swamp Thing, but when I was a kid, there was a show called Swamp Thing that came on. I think it came on Sci-Fi Channel or some channel. Anyways, it was Swamp Thing. It was based off the DC character. I was unfamiliar with Swamp Thing or how he was created. What I remember is a guy died in the swamp. That's all I remember, but this didn't show that. But it showed far as how other guys were being created by these beast characters, by the land, by the water vegetation. They were turned to beast, and when they attacked these people, they flew into the water. And this is the land. They have this communication with nature. It's hard for me to explain, but when I'm reading it, I'm like, this is very interesting because it's something I didn't even know about. So anyways, all hell breaks loose. These attack happens between the people and the pirates, and some of them start to transform into these swamp beasts. But these are not. At first, I was a little confused because I'm sitting there thinking like, wait a minute, this ain't a Swamp Thing I remember. So I started like trying to think, is Swamp Thing a villain, or I was like, what is going on here? So these beasts came out, started getting to attacking people and killing them. Either way, the guy wants to get rid of he wants his daughter to run north, but he told his daughter he'd be right behind her. He swears he will. She don't want to leave without him. Of course, that's in most stories. She leaves, and there's an old guy that they're cool with. He leaves with them, but they go to the island of with the lighthouse and says, "Oh, there's a guy that lives here. He's not a great guy, but he knows a lot of things." They go to this guy. He's aware of what's going on. So this guy is talking, and he has woken Swamp Thing. He has woken him up. This guy wakes him up out of somewhere because I thought the other people were Swamp Thing. I was all kinds of confused. So he wakes him up, and he comes out, and he tells him, the first thing Swamp Thing says to him is Constantine. So this guy was Constantine. I didn't even know that. So yeah, so I'm gonna end right there. And it's called Book One, and it says at the end, it says Book Two in February. So in the next few weeks, probably I'll have to look it up. Book Two will come out for Swamp Thing, and it looks like we have Constantine. Constantine is going to be in the books with Swamp Thing, so that's pretty cool. But I give this a high rating book. I got to tell you, man, I was very into it when I started reading it, and I would recommend you to come and check it out and keep up with this. I don't know how much a lot of people are into Swamp Thing. I wasn't like super into it, but I always remembered him. Had the action figure, had just remember him. You know what I mean? Like, and so I would say yes. This DC Black Label surprised me. I'll probably start looking more into DC Black Label. I don't know if this is just a Black Label thing, but I have not been buying any DC books. I have not bought. Matter of fact, I don't have any. Just to be 100 with you, because I've been burnt out of Batman. I've been burnt out of Superman, and so on and so on. I don't know if it's the movies, because it ain't the comic books that burnt me out, but there's something about it. My whole life, that's all I saw. DC, whether it's on CW, whether it's on like, even Marvel starting to get there too. But some of the Marvel characters I do, like I'll reach out like Blade, some of the ones that you don't see a lot of. But for the most part, it's like, man, this is burnt out, man. I'm tired of hearing the same stories over and over. Even though they're being remade in different versions, I just haven't bought any DC books. But I saw this one, looked intriguing. So yeah, so I would definitely recommend it. I'm definitely going to keep up with the this series. So I'm going to be looking forward to book 2. And yeah, so check it out. Swamp Thing, Green Hell.